So, I did my lab with prawn, and this is our independent lab. And we did it about the coefficient of friction of different objects as they fell down an incline. And this is kind of how we decided what we were going to do. So, Sean didn't really know. And then I was like, well, what if we just did friction? And Sean was like, yeah, we could steal your mom's stuff and put it on a box and slide it down and stuff. And then we also went to Will's house and went in his basement and took a board out of there. And then he didn't really notice. And then we did some experiments and brought it back. And then these are the things we used. We used a vernier sensor and a Kleenex box, and Mountain Dew voltage was pretty essential. Wax paper, saran wrap, aluminum, a board. I was playing Civilization while Prom was trying to get up. And this is what happened, kind of, basically. So it started to fall.
Woo!
But then Chairman Mao told it to stop, and it did. Then Chad Kroger was like, dude, you gotta follow the laws of physics. But then Chairman Mao didn't really feel like it. So then we found that we thought that maybe like adding aluminum foil might make the box, well actually originally we said Kleenex box. We didn't actually have a Kleenex box, and then we went to Schnucks and we were looking for the smoothest or slipperiest box, and it ended up being a lot more slippery than the aluminum foil, about twice as slippery, or like half the coefficient of friction. I'm pretty sure it was about 0.1. And the coefficient of friction of the aluminum foil on the box was, what we experimentally found was 0.21, and on a few different websites, and which were from textbooks, we found that accepted value for that is 0.2, so we were within about 4%, which we were pretty proud of. But then we couldn't really find any accepted values for wax paper. We found it a lot for putting wax on something. Like whenever we would search wax paper, we found values for if you put wax on a wax on a wood block is wax finish, not wax paper. And then saran wrap kind of stuck, but it kind of didn't. It just depended how smooth you got it. And then saran wrap was stuck the most. It went pretty smooth down. It didn't really accelerate. It was kind of interesting. And with the wax paper almost made it start to spin, kind of. But then we realized it's because we put it unevenly, so it would spin down, but then we redid it and just put it flat on the bottom. And then we had some interface issues, and that was fun. Except it wasn't, because then we couldn't do our lab on time. And then James Madison told us that, so we were trying to do that. We were trying to do the lab with this for a couple hours. And the light was red, and then the light was green, and then the light was orange, and then when the light was green, we thought it would work, so then we kept trying instead of just usually quitting like normal people would. And then it said no device connected, and then we put it in, and then for a split second it said there was a device connected, but it was all awful. And then we emailed Dr. Schuster, and then he didn't email us back. But then we finally realized that we needed these kind of interfaces, and Andrew Jackson was cheering, and it was really great. And then Nirvana was like, yeah, we wish we did physics.
That's a good point.
And then that was our life.
Are there any questions for Jordan? Let's thank our speaker.